Hi, I'm Dilly Denton, and I'm making a little no AI starter pack toy thing of myself. I waffled a bit on whether to do the Deli Cat or me, but in the end I decided on me. I've been wanting to make a doll like this for ages. I think since Casey Golden did it in 2018? But there's been a resurgence of artists making these as a way of stealing back the meme from AI by doing it with their own art. So I figured it was as good a time as any to finally try it out. I drew myself in one of my favorite comfy outfits, which is a cute little skater dress with leggings and a light sweater. Also, I got my hair cut recently. Long hair was starting to get on my nerves. It's pretty, but it's so much more work. And it's cute like this too. I feel like I made myself a little short, but I figure with toys it can be a little bit chibi, you know? I added a few things as accessories. I've got my watercolors and water paintbrush and a little sketchbook. And then I also have a big D20 and my kitty cat Sophie. I also thought about adding glasses, which I have, but do not wear very often. So they got doodled, but didn't go any farther than that. I traced out all of the different layers and used the tracing paper as a guide to glue them together, since I knew I wanted to put them on other paper for the box. This Papercraft was super easy to put together layer-wise. I don't know if it's just because the layers are simple, or it's because it's easier to remember how your own design works. I did cut the hair out in one layer and had a moment where I was like, but that's not gonna work with how I cut the head. But I fixed that super easily. I cut a band in the hair so that I could slide the head in it, and that worked pretty well. Adding bits of posca marker for details. I really like how my Kurotake paints turned out. They're cute. I might have to try making more little objects like this with Papercraft. I like mini things, and this tickles that part of my brain. It's like my paint set, but small. While I was making this, I was thinking about finding clear plastic, but then I noticed the tracing paper and was like, oh hey, that would work, and then I wouldn't have to worry about finding a big enough piece of plastic. Plastic would have been more clear and shiny, but I think the tracing paper was easier to work with. When there's glue on the tracing paper, it's super obvious, and I didn't want that. So I made these dark blue frames for it, which was a huge amount of trial and error to get right. I tried gluing them together and then X-Acto knifing the middle of the blue out to make the window, but that kind of made the edges a little jagged and required some cleanup. So I tried again, roughly measuring an amount of space to have glued to the edges and where to cut it out. I also decided I wanted the light blue paper to only be behind the tracing paper, so after I glued the frames on them, I cut them out and glued them to a piece of dark blue paper. I really like holding this in my hands. It feels good. All of the layers give it a nice weight. Even with a few little mistakes, this looks cool and I'm glad I made it. And I like that I found another way to use tracing paper. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to continue on this art journey with me. Bye!